Hey, what's up everybody? My name is Gary and welcome to this Independence Day 4th of July edition of Metalwork Monday. Hope everybody's having a good one. Getting to grill out, barbecue, spend time with family, friends. Just hope everybody's having a good Independence Day. Well, as you saw, we got the machine up and running again. This is going to be part 2 of the cast aluminum repair video. We did part 1 on Metalwork Monday 2 weeks ago. I'll link that video for anyone that has not seen it yet, and so we'll take you through what we did to get it running. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so we're going to get started back on this project. You guys may remember this from part 1. This is, we got this piece right here welded in on both sides. Actually, this one had 2 pieces, and these bolts basically screw in like this. You can see that thread's back in there. But the problem with it is, we still have a crack here and even on the inside, which basically would be on the inside of this. So what I'm going to do is take some measurements of the original hole locations, which we still have. You can see there, this is how this mounted, like this, and then the motor sits up here, and you can see the slot over there, and that allows for the belt adjustment. So you can pull this out, put tension on the belt, and tighten the bolt up. So you can see I've got a reamer stuck in there, and I have it centered in the hole. And this hole is a slightly over 5/8 of an inch. It's a through hole or clearance hole for a 5/8 inch bolt, shoulder bolt. So I'm dropping a 5/8 inch end mill in here to use as a just a placeholder or a way to center up. And you see both of those have a center hole. I'm guessing you can see that. I'll give you a close-up shot of it. You can see this has a center hole there. And we've made a homemade tram gauge. Okay, so here's our tram gauge. I'm guessing that's in the picture now. And it's really just a little bracket with a hole drilled and tapped in it, and a couple of pins welded to the end of a flat bar. All right, so now we can take this and get this set. All right, so we got this set to get the to be able to transfer the holes. And you can see we've got this reamer centered in this slot, both this way and that way. Okay, so then if we drop this down in the center of that, this fits down in the center of that. All right, so this way when we weld up our holes here, all right, so we weld all this in solid, mill this out, weld this in solid, we'll be able to, find the center across here in the original dimension from here to mark our first hole, and then use this stretched over here to mark our second hole, also spaced in the same amount to get to the center. All right, so we're going to get milling this out, welding it up, and we'll come back and drill and tap and see if we can get it fitted up. All right, so you can see we're set up in the mill here, clamped in with 2 toe clamps on the base near where we're going to be milling, and then just a strap clamp across the top here. I'm going to switch this drill chuck out for this 1/4 inch end mill with a 3/8 inch shank, and which really works best in this machine. Any end mill above say 1/4 3/8 is it doesn't work as well. You can really get this thing up in its preferred zone, 4,000 RPMs, and where it's really making some power with a little 3 horsepower brushless motor upgrade that we did a couple of years ago. So we'll get it switched out and get to milling. Okay, we got all the welding completed and we're back over here on the mill. We're gonna face off the top of this flange here and then relocate our holes and go ahead and drill and tap those and go from there. So all right, let's get it fired up. And all right, here's what we're using. Got a center drill to start the hole, a 27/64 stub length drill bit set, or drill, and a 1/2-13 tap. I was debating back and forth on whether to put thread inserts in this, and I just opted against it because you end up having to make the hole bigger, you know, and there's already not a lot of width here. So I just thought it would be better to not do that. So yeah, I know this mill's not bolted down and it's wiggling all around, but that's okay. I really need to get some Alumatap. I don't actually have any, so I'm just using this regular cutting fluid here that I usually use for steel. We'll make it work. So we're just going to do this by hand and use the mill to start it with. Let's see how far we can go by hand. All right, maybe we can back this out of here. All right, well, there's a look at the threads. There's a couple of spots right there. There's a pretty big void down in there. This one over here looks pretty good. Get it where you can see the light. There's a void or two down in there. You know, just some contamination, inclusion, whatever you want to call it, from the welding process. But took a Scotch-Brite and a flap disc and kind of just blended those weld seams on the side. So yeah, now time to get the motor mounted back on it, get that mounted back on that, and then get the whole thing up on that. So stay with us. All right, well, as you saw, we did some test cuts at the beginning of the video, which is, you know, kind of filmed at the end of the video, the introduction filmed at the end. So I was using a 2-inch face mill, and I bought this to try to use with a little grizzly mill, and man, it would not run it at all. It would basically just bog it down. This one is running it, and you know, it's got a decent surface finish, but it feels good, but it looks like it's got some evidence of chatter on it. And it may be just, you know, I don't know if I have all the gibs tight on it everywhere. So make sure, you know, table is locked, quill is locked, all that. I didn't really do all that. I just hooked it up and ran it. But I was just happy to have it going. You see up here we got some work to do. This was mounted up in there, but in the course of me getting it lifted up on here, I knocked it, bumped it, had some pressure on it, and just pulled out of these threads. So I'm going to drill and tap those a little bit bigger and get it bolted back in, and do something here with our wiring. I don't know where that's supposed to route to. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this one, and we will see you back next week for another Metalwork Monday. Thanks, guys.